All right. Should be live here in just a moment. Looks like we're good. That's up and running. Getting my playback up now. Pretty wild day in the NFL. Really wild couple days. Looking back to yesterday. And of course, this news leaks out regarding Belichick, and it's like, oof. What up, Fernando? Nice to see you. Feels good that we're one of the teams in Super Bowl hype week. 2 weeks, rather, 12 days. Really, it's 11 if you don't count what's ever left of today. So, making our way through them. Quite nice. It's been a really interesting couple days. Sheduer Sanders is officially a Pro Bowler because May dropped out. And I don't think anyone else really wants to do the Pro Bowl. Yeah, maybe we can beat the Seahawks. Who knows? Your friend is a Seahawks fan? Damn, you don't want his team to win? What's up, Daniel? What's up, Jacob? How you two doing? Yeah, interesting though. Sheduer Sanders, Pro Bowler. Bill Belichick, not a Hall of Famer. Interesting dichotomy there, right? You want to talk shit? Nah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, lots of coaching hires are happening. Some more firings happen. The Broncos basically fired their entire coaching staff. It sounds like, or at least a bunch of like their people got fired. Like 3 different coaching members. While you were streaming the game, put the Super Bowl logo in the middle of the thumbnail. Yeah, I saw that. I already had plans and everything. Yeah, I don't know. Jets fired a coach. Mike McDaniel's officially the Chargers offensive coordinator. That wasn't like weirdly official till like yesterday or today-ish. Like it was like a thing that was going to happen, but it was like he was like, maybe I'll be the Browns coach. Maybe I'll be the Raiders coach, and now it's not happening. Did you see the mods changed? Not in my YouTube. But I don't really use YouTube on desktop, so. Oh, well, still is on the mobile for mine. Yeah, Mike McCarthy's the Steelers head coach, which is hilarious. Joe Brady is the Bills' new head coach. Kind of promoted the offensive coordinator up, which I don't know. I don't think a single Bills fan is really happy with that move. They're all quite pissed off about hiring Joe Brady as the head coach. But I'm like, I don't know. I don't think that's like the worst decision in the world. There wasn't really a ton of great hires out there left. I guess you could have brought Dable back, but it's like, maybe. Titans hired him as the offensive coordinator as long as he doesn't get like the Raiders job, because he's like in the running for that. So, interesting move there. Titans building up something kind of nice with Salah, Brian Dable. Sean Payton said that Bo Nix had a pre-existing. Yeah, I heard that. Apparently, yeah, it was at some point he was going to break it or fuck his ankle up real bad. Now, I wonder what it was. Who knows? Probably was just like a stress fracture or like a really light one that was just kind of underneath the, like, it was just kind of sitting there where it was like, one wrong move. No, not necessarily. It could have just been like a super weak joint. I don't know. I don't really know why that would be a thing, but apparently it was. Lots of fun things. I do think it is funny how almost nobody thinks the Patriots are going to win the game on in the Super Bowl. And it's like, I don't know, that just screams Patriots win. Or maybe everybody's right and Sam Darnold carves up probably the best remaining defense in the playoffs. Who knows? Maybe we finally get exposed, I guess. But it is funny to see real quick what happens. Like, wonder what the what is the next discreditation? Like, if the Patriots win the Super Bowl, what's the next step? Because I've been trying to figure that out. It's like, well, how do people continue to deny how good the team is if they win the Super Bowl against Seattle? Does anyone have a good what would they be able to say? Seattle scored 30 points in both their games, 40 in one of them. They've scored 70 points. Yeah, that's not even a real thing. But if you're the Patriots, why not run with a fake report that May's dealing with some shoulder problems? Yeah, apparently that just was some guy on the internet that just said that, and everybody thinks it's the truth now. Like some random Asian doctor on Twitter was just like, I think Drake May is severely injured. He may miss the Super Bowl. And now everybody thinks that that guy is completely accurate, and I don't have any clue as to why. Yeah, May had a press conference. He's like, I don't know, my shoulder feels pretty good. I don't have no problems with it. It's just like, yeah, guys, I don't. What are we doing? And everyone's like, well, Vrabel said his players aren't all 100%. Well, yeah, yeah. It's January 27th. Spillane's barely going to be able to play, but he probably will. I mean, it's the Super Bowl. Yeah, both teams are pretty banged up. Sam Darnold has to put a heating pad on his throwing oblique. And that, I feel like nobody is talking about Sam Darnold's right arm injury, like his oblique, like at all. But like everybody's like hyper fixating on Drake May having a fake pretend shoulder injury that some guy made it up. Even though like I watched 2 straight games now, Sam Darnold need a heating pad on his oblique. It's like, that's not good. I mean, it's good that they're playing in Cali and it probably won't get super tight, but he takes one good shot in the ribs. Is that who he was? The guy who got sued for malpractice like 4 times and I don't think has a medical license in Cali anymore? That discredited quack doctor? The guy who was popping lungs like it was going out of style for the Chargers. Remember the Chargers having like 4 guys pop a lung within like a 2-year window, and then like their entire team got hurt? No, I feel bad for whoever his doc his patients. Is he a trustworthy doctor to you, Cheeto? Because you're praying to God the Patriots have injuries. Are you on your hands and knees praying? Please, please let this be true. So May is injured and the Patriots lose. Please, I need this injury. He's wrong 95% of the time. I see him always pop up and be like, well, that's a torn ACL. And then it'll be like, he's got a calf strain. Like for every single injury that he predicts, it's always the worst case scenario. He said Drake May had a torn labrum. He's like, based on the looks, it looks like he might have tore his labrum. I'm like, but he like literally like was pumping his arm and carrying stuff. I don't know. I think you're wrong, Doc. I think you're a bit of a quack, and that's why you got fired from your NFL job and sued for malpractice. The record for any North and South American sporting event. 200 some cameras. That'll be an awesomely shot game. I don't know. You seem pretty invested in this guy being correct, like a lot of weirdos on the internet are, though. It's like, all right, I'll think. You care about? It's like, yeah, Darnold's not hurt though. He's perfectly fine. Well, what about that hating pad? Everybody does that. I don't know. I've never seen that in my life. I'll say Darnold's a tough guy though. Having a rupture, or probably a pulled oblique. That's brutal. That'll knock a baseball player out a month and a half, 2 months, depending on severity. I'll give Darnold, though I do think if it was like the middle of the season, he probably would not be playing. Commercials would be, well, yeah, it's a Super Bowl. You got to expect it. I don't even bitch about Super Bowl because like it's like, duh. Oh, man, I can't believe the Super Bowl has my team in it. I'm waiting a little while to talk about the weird Belichick stuff. Because I'm sort of still in disbelief and kind of hoping that they find out who the at least 10 voters are who didn't vote, or at least 11 voters who didn't vote for Belichick are. Who are the people that should lose their ability to ever vote for MVP voters? Or it's the same group of people. They all kind of like vote for. I think it's the AP voters, but I'm not 100%. It might be a different set of voters. Those people should lose their MVP voting after this year. I'm guaranteeing they're probably going to. Like, this is going to cause problems for like people. This isn't going to go well. Because you're seeing like prominent members of the Hall of Fame very angrily responding. Like, who the hell is it? Jimmy Johnson, the Dolphins guy, who's like very involved in all of this. He's like, who are the cowards? Reveal yourself. And I'm like, oh, that's bad. And I'm like, you know what? You know what's funny? He probably never uses that account. Someone probably runs it for him. I guarantee you that was one of the. I just want to talk about this one thing. I guarantee you some of these guys are actually using their own Twitter accounts for the first time in a while, specifically just to comment about Bill Belichick. And yeah, it's I can't find one person who's like, good, well deserved. Everyone's like, except for like a random like guy with like a Jets profile picture is like, well deserved. He cheated. Then there's like 400 comments underneath it with one like, and it's like, oh no. It's a brutal scene out there right now. I would not want to be the person who gets exposed because boy, oh boy, is that rough. One of the other dumb things that keep happening is everybody's saying the Patriots are going to get blown out. They have no shot in hell. And now the Belichick thing. It's like the football universe is trying to make the Patriots these crazy underdogs. All for when it actually like... It's like it's starting to really signal up to another crazy upset win for the Patriots. Who knows, though? Seattle's very good. You got Jackson Smith and Jigba. Cup. Shaheed sometimes. To be honest, I like Rashid Shaheed, but I do think Marcus Jones will completely shut him out of the game. Or Woodson. You know what I mean? Like he's good, but it's like he had one catch against the Rams. Outside of like one kind of blown coverage play, they shut him down. He's dangerous in the kick game. That's where he's a problem. So really, it's Cooper Kupp and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Honestly, if you throw CD7 over on Cooper Kupp, I think you can win that one-on-one a lot of the time. I think that's a really good matchup. But then you can also kind of double that up a little bit. And then I think you have to kind of man up Gonzo on Jackson Smith and then put a safety on it. I think that's the way you have to kind of approach that. Or There is what I don't know. I think there's another way you can go about it where you can completely eliminate the other two receivers and having um Jones and somebody kind of take away Shaheed, have Gonzo pretty much take away, like eliminate Cup and that other side of the field. Like they can't even, like there's nothing on that side of the field. And then you sort of throw Davis on Jackson Smith and be like, beat him every time. You know what I mean? Like there is an element of take away every single receiver he's got and make them throw it to Jackson Smith. That might work. I'm not kidding. Like you may be like, that's a dumb idea, but it's like he's not going to win every single one-on-one battle against a corner like Carlton Davis. Not with Sam Darnold, who's prone to throwing interceptions on jump balls. When you throw as catchable a ball as Sam Darnold throws, it's also catchable for the defense. It's interesting to wonder how like that game within a game is going to go, because that's the football game. Is if the Patriots secondary can shut down the Seahawks like receiver group, it's game over. Like they won't win. And it might get like real ugly on the Seahawks too, because it's like the Seahawks couldn't run the ball against the Rams defense after like the first drive. What did Walker even end up with 100 yards despite like 40 on the opening run, opening plays. So it's like, all right, well, I don't know. The Patriots aren't going to give up a ton on the ground, so they're going to have to figure something out. Their offensive line is nowhere near as good as the Broncos, so that's a real issue. Just like think about like random parts of the game. What's up, Trey? No idea. Well, we all know the two reasons why these petty 11 individuals did what they did. It better only be 11, and they better all be out of like New York. If it's like 10 voters out of New York, it'd be like, all right. And then like two guys out of Indy, 9 guys out of fucking New York. It's like, well, we wonder why. But Bill Polian, I don't actually think like this may be a little bit of like a hot take. I hate Bill Polian with like a burning passion. I actually don't think he did anything. I genuinely don't think. Yeah, the Jets are the actual only victim of Spygate. I don't know. I don't think Bill Polian has that kind of pull with like anybody anymore. He's like 80 years old. And like he vehemently denies having anything to do with his. He has a vote and he voted for Belichick. So it's like, all right, I don't think it's Bill. Everyone needs to stop with the Bill Polian hate till we find out who it is. Again, it could be a bunch of guys who write out of New York. I guess we can just switch into talking about it. You know what I mean? Actually we'll wait just a second longer. I'm still kind of gathering some thoughts. Oh no, it'll be interesting because the Patriots will shut down the run game. Don't really see much out of that. So it comes down to Darnold. Can he beat the Patriots throwing the ball? For some reason, everybody thinks that's a yes. It's like, do you guys want to know a fun fact? Do you guys like my fun facts? I've got a lot of good ones. Fernando, how many wins do we have? What's our record? 17-3? Some of it? Well, he's better not. All right, so you know the Patriots this year are 14-0, including the playoffs. When they play when the two players of Christian Gonzalez and Milton Williams are on the field together, they haven't lost a single game all year. They're 16-1 over their last 17. It's like, dog, this is a juggernaut team, and people are just like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a blowout. It's like, even if the Seahawks win, this is like not a blowout situation for either team. This is going to be one of those rare close Super Bowls. One, because the Patriots have played in every single close Super Bowl that's pretty much ever happened. They've never played in an ugly Super Bowl. So I don't know where this notion of blowouts coming from. That's not going to happen, one. Both of these defenses are way too fucking good. The Seahawks don't let up any points. The Patriots don't let up any points. Neither team really gives it. Well, the Seahawks actually give up a fuckload of yards. There's no one scores on them. They're very like take the ball away. I don't know. It's interesting. This game is very interesting to think about. Need everybody 100% locked in, Fernando. But yeah, the Hall of Fame. We don't know how many officially. Everyone's assuming it's just 10 or 11 because you need 40 out of 50 to get in. And I'm guessing there was 40 votes, but he maybe only got 39. And it's rather shocking that he didn't get in because like one of the qualifiers for the NFL. Well, number one, it's like Bill Belichick's a Hall of Famer. So this notion of like he should wait a year because of like the two things that he did is like so patently false. Because it's like, well, he's a Hall of Famer or is he not? And the answer, like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, he's in. But there's also this idea like when you consider somebody for like the NFL Hall of Fame, you have to kind of like think about like if you were writing a book called The Story of the NFL. If you were writing the movie, if you were writing the book, the movie may even be better because that's more precious real estate. Could you write that movie? Could you tell that story without using the coach Bill Belichick? Could he exist in the story without football? Would like, could you tell the no? This isn't. It's like no. He'd come in about the 1980s and then just dominate the scene for 40 years. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, dog, he's like a Hall of Famer as a coordinator. He basically like pioneered and created the edge rusher position. Like he took Lawrence Taylor and was like, we're going to do something so fucking crazy with you, and crafted the edge rusher. Because of Bill Belichick, the left tackle position in professional football is probably the second most important position in offense. If you got a bad left tackle, it's fucking terrible for you. It's literally, unless you got a left-handed quarterback. But like, you know what I mean? It's like next to quarterback. It's like, what is the other most position? Like maybe receiver? Not really. A good left tackle that you can get for 10 years? Yeah, that's worth its weight in gold. Because of the edge rusher position, because there's a designated blitzer now. And it's like, and that's what he did as a coordinator. And it's like, that's like he revolutionized the game of football as far as like the way defense is played. Like, it's like they would have played other positions, but imagine like there is no edge rusher and these guys are just like defensive tackles or linebackers. And it's just like, that's a really interesting thing to think about. Like what happens if TJ Watt isn't an edge rusher, right? Or like JJ Watt, and he's just the linebacker. Is his career as brilliant as it was? Because a lot of these guys aren't that great at linebackers. That's why they play edge rusher. Because they can't really drop back into coverage at all. It's like we've seen so many interesting, unique style players come into the NFL who would never have made it as actual linebackers because they cannot cover, they can't even cover running backs for the most part, but they're so freakishly athletic and so freakishly strong and fast that like he created a spot for them, and it's interesting. Like and as much as people don't like to hear this, it's like Tom Brady is literally like, yeah, without him, I'm not even a thing. Regardless of taking the shot to draft him, it's more I think that what Bill taught to him is the way that he like approached the game for the rest. Like Brady gets real emotional when he talks about what Bill did for him as like a player. So it's like he clearly like helped mold Tom Brady into Tom Brady, the greatest player of all time. So not only did he like have this crazy impact on fucking defensive football as a coordinator, when he became a head coach, it's like he helped shape one of the greatest dynasties. Like there's like, I don't even know where to begin. Well, like 6-time Super Bowl champion as a head coach, 2 of them as a coordinator, 8-time Super Bowl champion just as a coach. It's like you could just start there. He's what, second all time in wins. You should start like thinking about like the random things that he's accomplished. What do you win? 18 fucking 17, 18 AFC East championships. It's like when you say some of the things out loud, it's like patently absurd how much this dude won. And it's like, the thing that's really interesting and kind of stupid to me is, are they going to do it to Brady too? Like, that's my main question. I'm like, they're going to fuck Tom too. That's funny. Yeah, well, also, like, one of the things that Bill was probably the best at as a coach was like preparing guys for like things that they'd never have heard of or ever seen in a game. And then like the Patriots would practice those things, and because of like some weird fucking instinct, like that play would literally happen in that very next game. And it's like, how the fuck did he do that? And it's just like, well, I had a feeling. And it's like when he was in like the prime of his, before, like, I guess after that Rams Super Bowl, he just lost it. He just genuinely just left. I think he should have retired after that Rams Super Bowl. That should have been his coup de grace, because that was literally all Belichick, and like all of his, like, that was the last of his aura. I guess that took all his power. Um, and it's just like the way he innovated the game too. It's like his defense was so like aggressive and like fundamentally impossible to beat in the 2000s. It took changing the rules to stop him. Like that's another thing I was trying to get at. Like the way he's impacted the game is so deep beyond just like the defensive coordinator. As a head coach, it's like the modern state of the NFL rulebook is reflective of Bill Belichick, like, formally abusing that rulebook and making it actually airtight. Like, there are so few loopholes in that rulebook now because old grumpy ass in fucking New England exploited every single one of them. And that's probably for the best. Like, that they're like closed up, right? Like, there were some dumb loopholes. Yeah, the fucking Rams. Yeah, exactly. Or the first three Super Bowls, the game against the Rams, the greatest show on turf. Oh, Tom Grossi just hit 1 million subscribers. I don't know. It's And again, it's like, because of Belichick's defense of people like Ty Law, Lawyer. I guess Lawyer was probably already gone. Rodney Harrison. I can't remember the other corner right now because I'm too young. Either way, like, because of guys like that, the NFL literally changed the way defensive players were allowed to cover, because Belichick again figured something out. I'd have to go back and specifically look up what the exact thing that they were doing. There's just press coverage, just beating the hell out of receivers, and like, that was just how they fought. Like that was how defense was played, and Belichick made it so extreme and so aggressive that they had to, like, the modern state of pro football is now because of the Patriots and what they did because of Belichick. Like, because like the Colts could not beat this team, nobody could. The NFL was like, yeah, we got to change the rules, and that would continue to take place for pretty much ever. A lot of the modern rule book is reflective of like trying to stop Bill Belichick. They changed those overtime rules in 2019 when the Patriots beat the Chiefs. That was the first time they've ever did that for overtime, like changing those kind of things. Do you think coaches should? No, I don't. No, I don't think so. They can wear whatever they want. I don't care. Wear whatever you feel most comfortable in. Hey, we have 5 likes. If you guys haven't dropped a like yet, consider doing so. It'd be nice if we could get a few more. Maybe we could hit double digits. And if you don't leave a like, you're a Sheduer Sanders fanboy. You walk around going like this all day. And you probably clapped your hands like this when he got the pro. You're like, yay! I know I did. I'm a Sheduer Sanders fanboy. I'm excited. My goat, Sheduer. I call him Black Brady. Because he's an African American and he's like Tom Brady. Just wait till the Browns win the Super Bowl next year. Everyone's going to be in disbelief. I'm going to be like, what'd I tell you? Tom gave him permission to wear 12 too. Not many guys who wear 12 ask for Brady's permission. You know what Tom said? He's like, it's your number now, kid. He said he'd let it wear if he came to New England, too. I'm just kidding. Most players don't even... Well, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, because it sucks now. Because it's not in Hawaii. If they put that bitch back in Hawaii and put it after the Super Bowl again, that shit would be one of the funnest, and just made it flag football, every single good player would be at that bitch. And then we would stop having assholes like Sheduer Sanders and rookie Drake May make the Super or Pro Bowl. You know what's crazy is Drake May, if we weren't in the Super Bowl, 100% was going to go to the Pro Bowl and have a good ass time again. And that's why Drake rules. I think mostly because I think they pay you a little bit of extra money for getting into the... Damn, we got a lot of Sheduer Sanders fanboys in here. But yeah, if you guys could leave likes, help the stream out, maybe get some more people in here, that'd be cool. I'd appreciate you. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out like what it's like. Yeah, Fernando pointed out the LeBron James reaction to not making it. There are a lot of really funny things going on with that. Pretty much all of sports Twitter, pretty much maybe all of Twitter is pissed. Regardless of your opinion on Belichick, him not being in is a disgrace and a direct indictment on the Hall of Fame itself. The LeBron James statement, I can't be reading this right. This has to be some knockoff Hall of Fame or something. It can't be the actual NFL Hall of Fame. This is J.J. Watt. Even people who hate the guy are like, Jesus, dude. Bill Belichick could have cussed out my mama and I would have voted for him for the Hall of Fame. A bad look for the entire committee. If Bill Belichick isn't a first ballot Hall of Famer, then absolutely nobody should be. Yeah, I mean, what kind of what makes a first ballot Hall of Famer then? Absolutely nothing. I guess it's just Tom Brady. Maybe Brady's about to be the last Hall of Fame or first ballot Hall of Famer. Oh, Dez. Yeah. Yeah, she's like a 25, 26-year-old sugar, like professional sugar baby. Everyone found that out. They're like, oh, whatever. It was weird for people until I think it's weird for people until they find out that this chick just dates old guys for money, or just is into old men. And I think everybody goes, all right, whatever, I guess. and they're like, ugh, creepy though. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's fucking, yeah. We're not defending it. Dan Pompey said he voted for. A lot of people are like, I did vote. A lot of the voters are coming out and being like, I did vote. Eventually, it'll just be a process of elimination. They'll find out the people who didn't. And again, they're going to act like the cheating thing. Like, and at some point, if you're Belichick, I wonder if you sue the media about Spygate and Deflategate. Because at this point, it's now cost him a first ballot Hall of Fame nomination. These very false and like completely overblown fucking situations. One, Deflategate had nothing to do with him. Like, even if you believe in Deflategate, what role did Bill Belichick play in that operation? He got in no trouble for that. Like, the organization got in trouble for continued, because, like, of course we did. Yeah, the organization got in trouble. I don't think it was specifically him. Like, he didn't do anything. It was basically because it's like, hey, it's your team. You got to have control of it. And it's like a fucking equipment violation. But for some reason, people are banting about that was his fault. It's like, no, that's Tom's fault. Even if you fully believe Deflategate, that's Brady was the one who got in trouble. The team got fined because we have a history. Now, the history, the absolute bullshit of Spygate. Not many people know exactly what Spygate actually what we got in trouble for. Do you know that like Spygate had nothing to do with filming walkthroughs for the Super Bowl? Like, not at all. We were like those. That was like, what rule did we break? It's like trying to say like the Tuck rule is the reason we like beat the fucking Oat Raiders. Like they didn't call the rule correctly. It's like no, they actually called the Tuck rule correctly. Everyone realized what a dumb fucking rule the Tuck rule was. Everybody knows it, and that's why they got rid of it. That's what happened. The Tuck rule was a rule that already existed that they called for some. Like they were just like, well, technically, and then they got rid of that rule. So the fucking so what exactly what Spygate was? Do you want to know what we got in trouble for Spygate? Filming the Jets in the preseason from an illegal location. That location was made illegal about 4 months before the season started. You could honestly make the claim that we just forgot to not film there. Eric Mangini had this crazy conspiracy that like we had been filming him for a year straight. I think it was the year after we got in like it was like the year after we filmed like the rule passed. And then the Jets claim we filmed them for the entire season for some reason. They found no evidence of like any of this. When they then turned around and investigated the Jets, they found the Jets were doing the same thing. Then they found out like 18 teams were also doing the exact same thing because people just went, this is the most retarded thing I've ever heard in my whole life. Why can't we film from right here compared to right there? By the way, that's what the rule violation was. The Patriots were filming from here still when they had to film from like here now. They changed where you were allowed to film the other team's walkthroughs through. That was it. That was Spygate. A location issue. By the way, you want to know what's funny about some of the way people talk about Spygate? Do you know the Rams, Eagles, and Panthers all have the same level of walkthrough that we had? You want to know why Roger Goodell destroyed all those tapes for those walkthroughs? Because it would basically just kind of come out that all those teams are all filming the shit out of each other. Because none of it was illegal until 2006. 2005. Can't remember the specific year. We never physically like broke any rules in Spygate. The only time we broke a rule, hardly, was again we filmed the Jets from an illegal location in a preseason game. You don't believe me? Look it up. Like you can look up what Spygate was. It was like not what you think it's going to be. Yeah, you were allowed to film on the sidelines. Yep. That wasn't against the rules. By the way, the Rams have similar tape that was destroyed. The Panthers have similar tapes that were destroyed. The Eagles have similar tapes that were destroyed. If they weren't filming from the same spots, then guess what? They're a bad organization that didn't know that they could film from there because every single other team filmed from there. Do you want to know what's funny? A lot of teams have Spygate violations. NFL, your team cheats. Cheat scores. That's the new one. Fuck. Cheat scores. Cheatscores.com. Oh, I don't know. Trying to find the site really fast. Apparently, there's a new one. Oh, never mind. That's not the name of the site. It's offline, which is about a bitch. Here, I'll just bring up the actual Spygate thing, which you're going to really love to know that, like, the official Spygate, this isn't even from, like, a conspiracy website like I usually use. Was it during the 2007 season in which it was discovered the Patriots were videotaping opposing coaches' sideline during Bill Belichick. It began when the Patriots were disciplined for videotaping the Jets' defensive coaches from an unauthorized location in a 2007 game. That's it. That's Spygate. It's not illegal to tape opposing coaches in the NFL. There are designated areas allowed by the league to do such taping. Because the Patriots were instead videotaping the Jets' coaches from their own sideline during the game, Goodell deemed it to be a violation of league rules, stating that the act represented a calculated and deliberate attempt to avoid long-standing rules that had just come into place 2 years ago, designed to encourage fair play and promote honest competition on the playing field. After an investigation, the NFL fined the Patriots $500,000 and deducted at least the first-round pick. Isn't that wild? Later, by the way, the Boston Herald said we did this as far back as 2000. This was later retracted. Matt Walsh, a video statement, was fired after the 2002, told the media the same week that after he had information prior to the thing, but demanded indemnity. The NFL reached a deal with Walsh in 2008 and arranged a deal. Prior to the meeting, Walsh sent 8 videotapes. Goodell and Walsh met in 2008, at which time Walsh told Goodell he and other Patriots were present at Rams walkthroughs for the game, but there was no tape of the walkthrough made. As a result, Goodell told the media, "No, oh, there was no tape." The guys, remember, you got to remember, we fired someone. So, by the way, so this is another part. Everyone thinks it was like this whole thing. The whole Rams, we filmed the Rams walkthrough and made this illegal tape, was made up by a guy who got fired. That was their source, by the way. And then when he was asked to like produce the tape, he's like, I don't have one. You just got to take my word for it. So Goodell was like, yeah, and you got fired by these people, and you like are saying they did all this illegal stuff. That's Spygate, by the way. That's it. That's the big cheating we did. A guy who got fired in 2002 said we did something bad, and or was it 2008 that he got fired? Let me see if I read that correctly. Yeah, he was fired after the team's 2002 season. Isn't that wild? That's the big bad Spygate. The actual punishment was literally the Jets game, from which we filmed from a bad spot. Is that really worthy of Bill Belichick not making the Hall of Fame? If so, I suppose. I bet a lot of you, anyone who listens, is probably like, well, I thought it was a lot worse than that. No, like even the media had to issue giant like ESPN had to issue an apology. The Boston Herald issued an apology. Pretty much everybody had to, because they were saying we did all that shit. And then it came out that like that was the source, a guy who got fired and couldn't provide any evidence that we did anything wrong. Oh, all right. You know what I mean? If that's something that feels credible to you, I don't know. It's like, well, why did he wait all the way till 2006 too? So again, it was very what's the word you're looking for? What's up, Ford? I don't know. Absolute bullshit. He didn't get first ballot. Pretty enraging, really. They just made 1 million Bill Belichicks, to be honest. Let me see if anyone's tweeted that. If not, I think I got a banger. Hold on. I could put it. Ah, damn it. Someone got it 4 hours before me. Damn. There was only one so far for 4 hours. That's pretty funny. I'm out of things to talk about. It's so funny. He could have drafted Justin Herbert, but he took Tua instead. And then he got fired. Unless he didn't draft Tua and he just had to work with him. But I'm pretty sure he was the coach when that happened. Either way. No, he wasn't. Never mind. It was, I don't even know. Never mind. Go Hawks. Do you mean go Patriots? It's a weird way to spell Patriots. I'm not going to lie. I feel like we're a little bit better of a team. Actually, I feel like your team's probably better, but I feel like we're going to win. And it's just like a poor matchup situation for Seattle, I think. We'll see, though. Should be a fun-ass game. I'm glad it's Seattle again. It's always fun to get a rematch, especially when it's your team in the rematch. It's like, all right, let's get Seattle. Should be a fun game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout at all. I think this is like a 2014 game, whoever takes it. I just don't see it. The defenses for both teams are too good, and they're both white hot. I just don't see it. I could be wrong. Most Super Bowls are blowouts, but not the ones the Patriots playing. Who's my MVP? Drake May, of course. But they're probably going to end up giving it to Matthew Stafford, which is quite sad because they're genuinely giving someone a legacy MVP, and I think that's gross. Hey, we have 7 likes. We may even hit double digits. But Drake Stafford threw the ball a little bit better, so I guess he should. Yeah, and I do think that the division may hold a little bit of sway. And again, I don't really care about strength of schedule, but the fact that there were 3 playoff teams, 3 10-plus win teams in one division, does factor. But he also didn't win the division, which also will play a major hit against him. Like that, those are the 2 extremes I think that's like working against him. It's like, yeah, Stafford didn't win his division, but it's like the fucking team that did won 14 games. So it's like, should we hold that against him? May won his division with Buffalo in it, a Super Bowl favorite in Buffalo. Seattle was the best team all year long. They lost 3 games by a total of 9 points. I don't think the Patriots lost many of their games by a lot of points either. I think it's like a total of 10, I want to say. Let's look. We had a bad game against Seattle, or against, let's see. Let's pull up the page. Let's see. I know we lost. Lost by 7. Oh, we have 14, yeah. And then we lost by like 2 to Buffalo. 18 total. We lost by 18, so not that bad. Just barely ahead of us on total losses by about half. And I don't care about strength of schedule. I think that's a pretend argument. I think strength of schedule only matters to a team if they didn't win a playoff game. as I've said my entire life. You can really only assess a team if they're if they're an easy schedule merchant, if they lose a playoff game immediately. Like the Bears. The Bears had a dog shit easy schedule this year, and they did pretty good. They made the playoffs, won a playoff game, not frauds. Like that's the rule. It's like sorry, you just don't accidentally win playoff games. Even though it is very funny to watch people try to twist themselves into a pretzel over the Patriots. They're not good. Like, well, I don't know what happens if they win the Super Bowl. Worst team to ever win a Super Bowl. It's like, all right. The 85 Bears exist, but that's cool. People be like, how dare you? It's like, yeah, that team won one Super Bowl and choked every other year because they had no offense. It's like, yeah, neither the Patriots. Like in the regular season, Drake May's second best quarterback in the league this year. I don't know what you're talking about. It was very funny watching a Bears fan try to say Drake May had a bad year this year when it's like, statistically, had Drake May been a Bear and had the same season, this would be the single greatest season in Bears history for a quarterback. By a lot. Because they still didn't get 4,000 yards with Caleb. They were like 39,700. They 3970. I'm telling you, they missed it by like 30 fucking yards this year. And yeah, so they still have not yet hit 4,000. May did that week 17, week 16. I don't even remember when it was. It was pretty early in the year, though. We hit 4K. It was pretty sweet. Did that pretty much every year with Brady, so I don't know why it's so hard for Chicago or the Jets. I have a feeling that Gonzo is going to lock up JSN, and that's why the Pats. It's going to be, that's the real battle, is like how the secondary does against their receiving core. Because if that's a battle that's won by New England, then the Jets, or then the Seahawks probably lose that game pretty down. Like they probably get beat up pretty bad if they can't throw the ball. I don't see them being able to run it, not like the way that they usually can. Because no disrespect to Seattle's like front seven or their pass rush or run defense, but or like their offensive units, defensive units. Sorry, yeah. I don't think they're anywhere near like the Texans or the Broncos as far, or like they're probably a little bit in between the Chargers and Texans, or maybe like a little bit between the Chargers, like before the Chargers. Their secondary is the real issue with that team. One of the more elite secondaries we're ever going to play. But again, their pass rush is nowhere near what Denver or Texas was doing. And I think that's going to make a big difference. I also think that I don't know. Probably do another like 5 or so minutes here. Do a solid hour tonight, then get gone. I do have to, unfortunately, get up early tomorrow because I have to teach. Gonna try to stream a little bit more often. We'll see how my schedule plays. I should be able to at least drop an hour every so often now. Yeah, no problem, Fernando. Have a good night. Make sure to drop a like if you haven't already. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I'm very interested to see how some of the Bill Belichick drama begins to play out. Because it's eventually we'll find out who they were, and it's like that sucks. That's gonna be brutal for them people. You'd almost have to wonder if like if you voted no, should you just be like, hey, come clean? Very funny, like OJ Simpson's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, it's like I wonder who this coach is. If you just like blind resume, 8 Super Bowl rings, 333 wins, 17 titles, AFC East titles, 31 playoff wins, 3 times Coach of the Year, 50-year coaching career, you would think that that'd be a shoo-in for a Hall of Fame career. I don't even know who that guy could be, though. Stefon Diggs needs a. Yeah, I think so. It would be nice if Diggs went the fuck off because this may be the last game of his career, depending on how true all those allegations are. Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of people like. I don't think Bill Polian's the one to blame in this. I don't think that's his fault. I don't know. Very surprised. You want to know a legendary quote for everybody that's you know how Stefon Diggs, kind of like a fun thing to think about, has been saying like you rather win ugly than lose pretty. Just remember this statement. Stats are for losers, final scores are for winners. And I feel like when you're in the playoffs, I don't think there's more true a sentiment than that right there. Right? I mean, like at the end of the day, it's the truest thing. Who cares if Drake may turn the ball over all those times in those games? Did it mean anything in the long run? I don't think so. I don't think it meant anything. You know what I'm talking about? Like, what did those ultimately do to the Patriots? Playoff statistics are genuinely like the only people who care about them are the teams that lose. Because at least you have something you can maybe look back on and go, we did good here. Because at the end of like the score, it's like, well, we didn't do good enough to win though. And it's like, that's rough. Um, and when it's win or go home, it's like, who cares how you did it? You won. And I think that there's a lot of fans that I don't think understand that like who cares if my quarterback played like shit? Who cares if my offense scored 10 points and we needed basically the defense to set us up at like the 7-yard line to score? Yeah, that's called football, baby. Sometimes it's ugly, especially in the playoffs. All these teams are really good. Best teams find a way. Patriots tend to have done to do so. We'll see how the Seahawks do. They found a way against the Rams. Rams aren't exactly a walk in the park. Stafford's a real good comeback guy. Stafford also played damn near perfect in that game. See if there's any more breaking news. Nope. Basically, everybody's just real fucking pissed about the whole Belichick thing, I think, still right now. Everyone trying to figure out, like, how the fuck this happened. They're like, how in the world? All right, though, everybody. I think I'm going to start wrapping up here. If anyone has anything else before we wrap it up? think Sam Darnold. I don't know. Kind of depends. He might not. I think he's past that. I think he's kind of grown up, or at least knows how to just not care. Unless we disguise really well and fuck his world all up, that'd be pretty funny. If we get the classic Sam Darnold game in the middle of the Super Bowl, she's like, fuck yeah, dude. Doubt that'll happen though. I think he's come a long way. Crazy that the first quarterback of that 2018 legendary class is fucking Sammy D to make the Super Bowl. The guy I said would be the best of the class. Look at me. I was wrong for so long. For about 6 straight years, I looked retarded. Now who looks retarded? Not me. Not this Sam Darnold believer. Sucked you into the Jets, though. If he'd have gone to, like, Carolina first, he probably would have been pretty good. All right, though. Y'all have a great rest of your night. I'll see you, let's see. Tomorrow I can't stream. I get out of school too late. I won't be getting home till around now. And then Thursday I'll stream. Friday can't. I don't know about Saturday. Sunday I will. All right. I'll see y'all on Thursday. I might play games. I don't know yet. I'll figure it out. But I'll see y'all then. Have a good rest of your night. Peace out. Go Lions. Go Patriots. And let's go future Super Bowl 60 champion New England Patriots. Can't believe it. It's a reality. We could really be 7-time Super Bowl champions. Unbelievable. Have a great night, everybody.